What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel this afternoon. This is episode 202, part number 2, right here on Off the Script for your Saturday, December 30th, 2017. I am, of course, JD. A little bit under the weather today, man. I'm going to try and take it easy. Going to try and be a little laid back today. Not get my blood pressure boiling over stories regarding WWE. My voice isn't really feeling all that good. I feel kind of under the weather, a little weak, aches and pains. Weather sucks in New York City. Barely 20 degrees. It's snowing. Don't want anything to do with any of that, but I'm going to try and get through this podcast the best that I can for you guys today. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting yesterday's video. Off the Script, part 1 for episode 202 is nearing 20,000 views real time. And you guys came out and supported that video big time, almost 1,300 likes. Really great discussion. We went over the top stories of the week, highlighting Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan winning the Raw Tag Team titles, the United States Championship Tournament that SmackDown has going on right now. And we talk about Johnny Gargano winning the #1 contendership for the NXT Championship, in which he will now go one-on-one with Andrade Cien Almas at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia Royal Rumble weekend. So if you guys missed that video, it is live on the channel right now. Make sure you all go check that out. Link will be in the annotation in the top right corner of the screen. I also want to thank again my sponsors all year round, man. They have been absolutely amazing. You guys have come out and really supported them big time. Audible, Pro Wrestling Crate, Barbershop Window, That Wrestling Club. You guys have been unbelievable, and hopefully more sponsors jump on board as we head into the new year. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you all turn on that bell for all notifications. Make sure you turn on all notifications for this channel so you are aware of when I do upload. If you guys missed anything that I've done previously this week, there's been a lot of content on the channel, man. I've been going hard this week. I have tried to squeeze everything I can out of YouTube this last weekend of the year. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT. I got some great Fortnite Battle Royale gameplay, Call of Duty gameplay. I've been live streaming World War II on Twitch as well. Thank you to everybody that came out the past few nights while I streamed on Twitch. You guys have been great, and hopefully we can continue all of this going on into the new year. Let's get right into the news, man. I don't want to waste any of your time, and like I said, I am under the weather, so hopefully I can get through this. We discussed yesterday that Jason Jordan, Seth Rollins winning the Raw Tag Team Championships could be a way to turn Dean Ambrose heel. And I do think that a Dean Ambrose heel turn is coming. He is in dire need of change. And WWE has the story already written if they want to go ahead with it. It writes itself. We don't know what Dean Ambrose's status is. WWE's proclaiming that he's out 9 months. I am taking a cautious approach with that and really believing it, because they did the same thing with Braun Strowman, and we discussed that on yesterday's show. WWE proclaiming that Dean Ambrose is going to be out 9 months, and I'm going to sit here and tell you that I read differently. It was only a partial tear. I'm saying 3 to 4 months max. I've already read that he's begun light rehabilitation. He's already begun lifting weights. So he's definitely going to try and be back before WrestleMania, if that is the case. And then that gives Seth Rollins a perfect match for WrestleMania. That would be Rollins and Ambrose. A heel Ambrose versus a babyface Seth Rollins. Now, if Ambrose is really out 9 months, which, again, I stress, I do not believe, they could be setting up for Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, which I didn't really mention on yesterday's show. That could be something that WWE wants to explore. Not really all that interesting, but it's something for Jason Jordan to do at WrestleMania because WWE, with this tag team pairing of Seth Rollins, they are going to continue to push Jason Jordan as a babyface. And that is the direction they're going, and they're moving away from what we all originally thought they were going to do, and that was turning Jordan heel and feuding him with his father, Kurt Angle. But there's a rumor going around that Jason Jordan wasn't the original plan for Seth Rollins' tag team partner. Now, over the last couple of days, there's been a story going around claiming that Dave Meltzer said that Finn Balor was considered to be Seth Rollins' tag team partner on Monday Night Raw before Jason Jordan was even a consideration. The claim is that Jason Jordan was chosen at the last minute and that Vince McMahon pretty much stiffed Finn Balor again. And that plans to turn Jordan heel are now pretty much not the plan. None of that was reported in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter. Dave Meltzer did mention yesterday that Balor was someone that could have been a replacement, since he is not in any prominent storylines right now, but he never said that WWE considered him as Rollins' tag team partner. Meltzer shot down the false reports on Twitter when someone asked him if it was true that Balor was supposed to win the tag team titles with Rollins on Monday. So, for everybody wondering and tweeting me and leaving a comment in yesterday's video, that story is false. Obviously, it's something that is easy to believe because we talked about how the plans for Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar were scrapped because Vince McMahon didn't deem Finn Balor worthy enough or over enough to go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. So, reading this and hearing that, it's not something that you read and say, well, you know what? I don't believe that at all. It's certainly a believable story. So I want to let you guys know that whatever you read or whatever you're hearing, Finn Balor was never considered for a tag team partner with Seth Rollins, though it would have been interesting. And Jason Jordan was the plan ever since Dean Ambrose went down with that injury that is going to keep him, hopefully, fingers crossed, out 3 to 4 months. And hopefully a return by WrestleMania and a match with Seth Rollins in New Orleans. Speaking of Monday Night Raw and championships, the Intercontinental Championship will be defended. I didn't think they were going to go with this soon. I thought they were going to really play up the fact that Roman Reigns chased off Samoa Joe and they were going to bide their time until we get to the Royal Rumble. But Kurt Angle announced on social media that the Intercontinental Championship will be defended on Monday with a stipulation in place. Roman Reigns faced off against Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw this week. The match ended in disqualification because Roman Reigns shoved the referee at the end of the match. As a result, he retained his title, and Reigns was fined $5,000 per storyline. He wasn't really fined $5,000. So he was fined $5,000 per storyline by WWE. After the incident, WWE has announced a rematch between both of them for the first episode of Raw in 2018, this time with a stipulation. If Reigns is disqualified, he loses the Intercontinental Championship. Kurt Angle tweeted out, and I quote, "On the first Raw of 2018, Roman Reigns will defend his IC title against Samoa Joe. If Roman is DQ'd, he'll lose the match and the title." So, it should be a good match on Monday, and I could easily, not saying that they will, because I really don't put it past WWE, at all, to have Roman not go into WrestleMania the Intercontinental Champion. I would prefer him to drop the title before we get to WrestleMania. That frees up the title for WrestleMania, and it gets the title on someone where it could be defended and not be held hostage in the main event. But I could see WWE dropping the title to Samoa Joe, and I could see them making Roman look strong in defeat because they have an out with this. If he gets disqualified, he drops the title. Roman doesn't have to be pinned. You know WWE is not going to have Roman pinned on the road to WrestleMania. They're not going to do it because they have Reigns and Lesnar in mind. You do not. If you're WWE, I really don't give a shit. I'm not for it. I don't want it. I don't want to see it. But if you're WWE, I know for a fact they're not going to do that to Roman Reigns. They're not going to have him have his shoulders pinned 1, 2, 3. This is the perfect opportunity for them to get the title off of Roman Reigns because I know what they're doing with the title on him and I don't like it. I was open to giving it a chance. I was open to giving this IC title open a chance. Now I'm not. I don't want to see it anymore. I would rather the title be on someone more legit. I would rather the title be on someone like Joe, who's going to be a real champion, and there's no hidden agenda behind him having the title like there is with Roman Reigns. Don't want it. And they got the out, like I said. Roman Reigns can get himself DQ'd. He can look strong. Joe can look strong during the match. Roman can snap, and we can have a new IC champion. And then we'll probably get a rematch at the Royal Rumble, if they want to go down that road. I don't know. But WWE again has 4 weeks following this Monday Night Raw to find potentially a new challenger for Samoa Joe if they don't want it to be Roman Reigns. But then that opens up the possibility that Reigns is not going to have a singles match and that Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and we have that little hiccup to worry about. There's already rumors that John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble. Imagine Cena and Reigns in the Royal Rumble. You're going to be having sweats for that entire hour. That's not something I want to do during the Royal Rumble match. So, with Joe winning the title, this opens up the possibility of WWE doing Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble again, because he won't be in an Intercontinental Championship match. Though WWE could still put him in the Royal Rumble, even if he does have an Intercontinental Championship match. That would not be out of the question, but it tends to be a little bit more open for Reigns to be in the Royal Rumble if he has nothing else to do on the card. So I'm going with Joe here. I think it's time to get the title off Roman. Enough of this fucking hidden agenda. We all know he's going to WrestleMania. We all know he's fighting Lesnar. We all know he's going to win the Universal Championship. We all know he's going to kick out of the F5. We all know that Lesnar's going to eat a spear. Yeah, real believable. WWE has an out here. Take it. Joe has worked his ass off ever since he came to Monday Night Raw. It's about time you give this guy some payment for the great work that he's done. You didn't do it with Lesnar. You could have given him the match with Lesnar, but WWE didn't want to do it. I thought Joe was a great choice to be Universal Champion. Now you got the opportunity to get the second biggest title on him, and I think that would be great. Because it ain't doing anything on Roman. If it's on Roman, it's going to be held captive January, February, March, and into WrestleMania. We don't want that. I don't want that. You don't want that. So WWE seemingly has an out here for the Intercontinental Championship. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. Speaking of Roman Reigns, Rusev is the #1 merchandise seller in all of WWE. WWE management, I am sure, is thrilled to know that seemingly the fans have made Rusev probably right now the biggest babyface in all of WWE. His recent surge of popularity is an amazing thing to see. Do you want to know why? It's because WWE neglected Rusev for years. Now he's finally getting over on his own. Everything that's happening to Rusev, do you know why you like it so much? It's because, A, it's not something that WWE forced down your throat. And B, it happened naturally. Do you see how great things can be when they happen organically? It's unbelievable. When WWE pushes you on something and they just fucking force it and force it and force it, you turn the other way. You don't even want to look at it. You don't care. With Rusev, everyone is claiming that he should be in the United States tournament, the United States Championship tournament. Everyone's claiming that Rusev Day with him and Aiden English should be tag team champions. Hopefully it does happen. But I do not put anything past this company. You know what they do. You know how they operate. when someone gets over on their own that they did not intend to be over, especially this over. I'm going to use him as an example again because he's the one man. Actually, I'm going to use two examples because both of them are in the same boat. And both guys we wanted to see succeed, and WWE had no plans for them, and they didn't want to be bothered with pushing them because they got over when they weren't supposed to. Bad News Barrett, I love that gimmick. They wanted him to be a heel, and WWE killed the gimmick because he got too over. So where did that leave Wade Barrett? They killed him. Absolutely killed him. And then the other one is Damien Sandow. For some reason, he got over. More over than anyone on the Raw roster. Every time he came out, people legitimately gave this guy the most natural reaction, the most natural babyface reaction on the entire Raw roster. Damien Sandow was someone who wasn't even featured on television in a prominent role. He came out dressed as fucking different characters. He came out and did silly skits. He was with the fucking Miz playing a stunt double. And everyone wanted to see Damien Sandow. And the fact that he got over, and when he broke away from the Miz, WWE didn't know what to do with him. He was organically over. Oh my God. What a dilemma we have. We have to push someone else that we didn't expect to get over. What a miserable fucking thing to have fall right into your lap. Someone who the fans want to see. And is actually a decent wrestler too. WWE, I don't put it past them. I wouldn't put anything past these fucking suits and ties. If Rusev is this over and he's the number one merchandise seller, wasn't it Vince McMahon that said, well, if you're selling merchandise, you're going to be at the top? Let me see how long it takes for Rusev to be squashed by WWE corporate. As of this writing, WWEshop.com is sold out of every men's shirt for Rusev Day or Happy Rusev Day, and it's the number one selling item. Never mind shirt, item on the entire site. To his credit, in addition to his excellent work so far on SmackDown Live, Rusev has been promoting his merchandise on social media as well. If he is not officially a babyface right now, then they will be forced to turn him babyface because he seems to be the hottest act right now, not only on SmackDown Live, but in the entire company. And read that carefully, or listen to that carefully. He is not an official babyface yet. Aiden English was a heel. This was starting out as a heel act. WWE will be forced to officially turn Rusev babyface. If WWE wants Rusev heel, they will kill this as fast as you can fucking breathe. Because it's not what they wanted. WWE sucks the fun out of everything. Instead of having things happen beautifully right in front of their eyes, this is a beautiful thing. No, they want to kill it because it's not what they had planned. Sometimes what you had planned doesn't work out. Sometimes what you have planned is not the best course of action. This is a beautiful thing that needs to be embraced. And if you don't embrace it, I don't even know why you're in the wrestling business. Top 15 selling items on WWEshop.com right now. And I want you to listen to this fucking carefully, okay? Because one noticeable act is not on this list out of 15 fucking items. Rusev, Happy Rusev Day t-shirt number 1. AJ Styles, the one who gets it done special edition t-shirt. The Usos, down since day one-ish t-shirt. AJ Styles, untouchable t-shirt. So we have AJ Styles in 2 spots in the top 5. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is not even an active wrestler. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's done and retired. Number 5. Santa Stunner holiday t-shirt. The Shield. Shield United, the new t-shirt, okay? Fine. That's not Roman. That's not only Roman, but that's Rollins and Ambrose. Seth Rollins, Burn It Down, red authentic t-shirt. The NWO retro t-shirt. Ric Flair Styling and Profiling t-shirt. Number 9. AJ Styles has 3 in the top 10. Untouchable red t-shirt. Elias, his World Tour t-shirt. 11. Braun Strowman, the Monster Among Us t-shirt. Finn Balor Resurrection t-shirt. Number 13, Rollins Burn It Down knit beanie. And Sheamus and Cesaro The Bar authentic t-shirt. Not one item is Roman Reigns. Not one. Can someone please tell me why we have Roman all over the place? Why we have Roman pushed down our throats? Why Roman is going to main event WrestleMania? Why Roman is everywhere? Why? Clearly, Vince McMahon said it himself. It's an initiative. It's been an initiative in the company. If you are selling merchandise like that, you're going to be at the top of the card because you are someone the fans want to see. Where's Roman? I beg to question everybody. Where is Roman there? And why are we getting Roman shoved down our throats? You want to know the other kicker? Listen to this. WWE.com named their top 10 superstars of 2017. And you want to know one noticeable act that's not in the top 10? Number 10, Enzo. Couldn't find anybody better than Enzo, huh? 9, Brock Lesnar. Look at how they concealed Roman. They got to put the Shield at number 8. You know? Shield is at number 8. That's not Roman. When you see the Shield, that's not Roman. Okay? That's other 2 men as well, next to Roman. Kevin Owens, number 7. The Miz, number 6. Jinder Mahal, number 5. The Usos and the New Day tied for number 4. Alexa Bliss, number 3. Braun Strowman, number 2. And AJ Styles, number 1. Where is Roman? Where's Roman? Roman's the man of the people, though, right? Roman's the company man, right? Roman's the face, right? Well, as far as I'm fucking concerned, AJ Styles is the face of your company. Now you see. The fact, the stats are right in front of you. Who's the real number 1 man in this company? It ain't Roman. Bullshit. WWE, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know Vince McMahon. I don't know if Vince McMahon is the one sole member behind this fucking Roman push. This is bullshit. Really. Clearly, Roman is not the man of the people. AJ Styles is the man of the people. Rusev is your number 1 seller right now in all of WWE. He should be slowly ascending the fucking heights. I don't understand it. I don't see Jinder Mahal with any fucking merchandise on WWE's top 15. Why was he WWE champion for 6 months? What business in India did you do? Did you make any money off Mahal as champion? Did you generate any revenue in India? What type of business was there to conduct in India? I don't hear anything coming out of India. No, it was Jinder Mahal who went into a fucking lab as a skinny geek, comes back, looks like a fucking Incredible Hulk wannabe, and then all of a sudden Vince McMahon fucking pitches a tent in his pants. Oh my God, we gotta make this guy WWE champion. That's the only reason why he was given the belt. Ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. The numbers are right in front of you. You dissect that the way you want. Roman number 1? Nah. It's AJ Styles who's number 1 in this entire company. Rumor killer. Rumor killer. Another rumor killer. Apparently there was a poster going around claiming that John Cena and The Undertaker was made official for WrestleMania. Obviously fans are running with it. The dirt sheets picked up on it. And there's a rumor killer right now on this alleged poster that has been going around. And I'm going to show you guys right now as it pops up on the screen. This poster is actually fucking amazing. I love this poster. I think that's fantastic. If WWE wanted to do this match, that poster says it all. You got Cena looking like old Cena, Thug Life Cena, Undertaker right there with the shadow of him behind Cena. One last ride. WrestleMania, New Orleans, April 8th, 2018. You know, sometimes the fan-made posters are better than the original posters that WWE comes up with the official posters. Remember the one with The Undertaker and Sting that was supposed to be? I got it for you here. Look at how fucking amazing this is. How could you not want to book that match with this epic fucking poster? I mean, I don't understand that. The streak on the line, Sting comes in, the last remaining fucking guy from WCW infiltrating WWE. He wants a match with The Undertaker, The Outlaw versus The Phenom. Sting's got The Undertaker's number. He's got The Undertaker's card. And on that card says streak. Atlanta, WrestleMania. Why wouldn't you do that match? Why wouldn't you do that match? And this, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this match began to pick up steam when those eerie promos started to come on WWE television around February of that year in 2011. It was the promos where it was raining, it was dark, there was a wood cabin, and you seen someone in a long leather coat and black boots just walking in the rain into this log cabin. That was, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. People are saying that was always for The Undertaker. WWE, I do believe, was close to bringing in Sting that year, and those were meant for Sting. Those promos were meant for Sting. That would have been absolutely one of the most beautiful, picture-perfect things that they could have ever come up with for Sting. And Sting didn't end up joining the company that year. And it had to end up being revealed as The Undertaker was the one behind those promos. So that poster right there with him holding The Undertaker's card, that's absolutely phenomenal. That was all fan-made. Those were fan-made. And the one with John Cena and The Undertaker here, that's fan-made. But this isn't real. This is not real whatsoever. So there's a rumor killer right now. We talked about the potential of The Undertaker and John Cena at WrestleMania 34 this year. John Cena's match reportedly, according to Dave Meltzer, is going to be bigger than AJ Styles and the WWE Championship. It's The Undertaker more than likely, but other rumored names we discussed are Goldberg, Batista, even Hulk Hogan's names being thrown around. Fans have begun to speculate and discuss some potential options for Cena at the event. That poster was making the rounds on the internet, and it featured Cena and The Undertaker. This obviously got fans excited for the match. While the poster is fucking amazing, it's not official. The poster was actually made by a Reddit user, which was shared in January of this year. So it's not even new. This match was supposed to be... This match was planned. We discussed on yesterday's show as well. This match was supposed to be planned at WrestleMania 33. And WWE did not go through with it. They gave The Undertaker reigns, and then they gave Cena The Miz with both of their wives as tag team partners. So this was from January 2017, and now it's making the rounds again because obviously speculation is picking up about Cena and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. This poster does not kill the chances of the match actually happening. There's still a chance, very likely, that the match will happen. And according to the report, we will see Cena's storyline pretty much develop over the next few weeks for his WrestleMania match. I'm predicting at Raw 25 because all the story is there with him and The Undertaker and the words that John Cena said about The Undertaker in light of his quote-unquote retirement during his feud with Roman Reigns. So we'll see what happens at Raw 25. I'm predicting that is the build, the start of the build for Cena and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 34. Speaking of WrestleMania, we have the original location of WrestleMania 34. It wasn't supposed to be New Orleans. In fact, when I read this, I was like, shit, this would have been a lot easier for me to attend WrestleMania festivities. The event airs on the WWE Network on April 8th, 2018, and New Orleans was not the original plan for WrestleMania 34. Mike Johnson of PW Insider recently noted that the original location for WrestleMania 34 was indeed MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. New Orleans swooped in at the last moment with a great presentation for WrestleMania to be held as a special event during the city's tricentennial celebration. Johnson thinks this could give New York, New Jersey a leg up when it comes to WrestleMania 35. I'm hearing both New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia for WrestleMania 35. I'm also hearing Minneapolis, so we have to see what happens with that. Nothing right now is set in stone. It's well known by now that Brock Lesnar has been scheduled to face Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 34. It's not really official, but we all know where WWE is going with that. At this point, that's been the plan for a while now. WWE officials did talk about having Cena take on Reigns at WrestleMania, but briefly changed the SummerSlam main event from Lesnar defending the Universal title against Braun Strowman to Lesnar versus Reigns. For years now, The Undertaker has been a top guy for the sports entertainment company. Over the past few years, he's gone from being full-time to part-time. After years of speculation when Taker would retire from pro wrestling, it appears that he had his farewell at WrestleMania 33, quote-unquote, in the main event against Roman Reigns. And after the match, Taker put his gloves and hat in the middle of the ring before leaving. Taker nor WWE has come out and publicly stated that he is retired. WWE has done everything commentary-wise to proclaim that he isn't retired. They really never uttered those words. As seen in the history of the business, retirements often don't last forever, which is the reason why one more match always gets asked by so many wrestling legends after they retire. Obviously, the fans would like to see Taker go one more time before he gets inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. There are rumors that WWE could be planning Cena vs. Undertaker at the event, but obviously nothing is confirmed. You have to add in the fact that Ronda Rousey will likely make her pro wrestling debut at WrestleMania as well, due to her being a big name. Throughout the years, WWE has been known to bring in celebrities to either appear on television or at an event. Some celebrities take it a bit further by wrestling an actual match. The reason the company does this is to bring attention to whichever program or event that they choose. The list of celebrities that have appeared for the company is a long one, and I'm not going to go over that here. During the early 1990s, WWE was struggling to bring in more viewers, and the viewers that they did had, which was a small number, were the hardcore pro wrestling fans. Yes, the current state of what WWE is right now is only hardcore fans. The casuals have tuned out because they can't invest in anything that the WWE is doing right now because there really isn't anyone to invest our time in. Typical WWE. So, New Jersey, New York area could be the location for WrestleMania 35 in 2019. I would not mind that at all, being that I'm grounded in New York. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hearing New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and I'm hearing Minneapolis as well for WrestleMania 35. I'm sure within the next couple of months, we will find out where WrestleMania 35 will be held because WWE always likes to make that announcement well in advance for WrestleMania season. Speaking of WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, we all know will have a big match at the event. Brock Lesnar versus Kane will be taking place before the Royal Rumble. The first ever singles match between Brock Lesnar and Kane has been added to live events in Baltimore, Maryland that will take place on the night before the Royal Rumble. Lesnar was added to the show as a replacement because the big thing they were promoting for the show was the Shield teaming up. The top matches being advertised for that show are Braun Strowman vs. Kane for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar vs. Kane, rather, for the Universal Championship. That match is being billed as a first-time ever meeting. Also, Roman Reigns will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Samoa Joe, and Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan will defend the Tag Team Championships against Sheamus and Cesaro. Lesnar's contract stipulates that his non-televised matches are supposed to be under 5 minutes. So if you guys are going to that event in Baltimore, do not expect Brock Lesnar to work a heavy schedule on that night because 5 minutes is all he is expected to do per his contract. So Kane is pretty much going to eat a suplex F5, and that's the night. Simple as that. Brock Lesnar's next appearance will be on next week's episode of Raw. The big hype for the Royal Rumble will begin next week. Major finishing move in WWE has been banned because of a serious injury. For those of you that missed Hideo Itami's GTS that put Brian Kendrick out of action on Raw, you guys can go back and see it for yourself on Monday Night Raw. That might be the last time you will see the move on WWE programming. At the very least, if the move is not completely banned, which I don't think that they should, because I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying that he will ever come back to the WWE, but if, because they always do. You always know they come back around. If CM Punk does come back to the WWE, why would you want to take his finishing move away from him? It really doesn't make any sense. It's just a regular move. Shit happens. Injuries happen. Noses are broken. It's the wrestling business, okay? Every time you step into the ring, something is bound to happen at any given moment. So for someone to get injured on a regular move, you know, what are you going to ban every fucking move, right? What if someone breaks their arm in a vertical suplex and lands the wrong way? You're going to ban vertical suplexes, right? What if someone gets their nose broken with a straight right hand? You're going to ban closed fists? Come on, dude. Can't be doing that. Everything happens in that ring is a potential injury. Everything. So, if the move is not completely banned, it just might be used on special occasions. Kendrick is currently out of action with a broken orbital bone and a broken nose. This is the same thing that happened to Austin Aries with Shinsuke Nakamura, right? I believe Austin Aries took a Kinshasa and it broke his orbital bone and his nose. Did they ban the Kinshasa from Shinsuke Nakamura? Of course not. It was a freak accident. It happened. It's the nature of the business. So there's no reason to ban the GTS here. I think WWE, if that is the case, went overboard. On this week's 205 Live episode, Itami had a long match with Jack Gallagher. Itami is clearly headed towards a heel turn because he was yelling the same thing he was yelling in NXT when he was down there. Respect me. He was yelling respect me over and over during his match. Isn't Jack Gallagher a heel though? Are they turning him back babyface? I don't know. I don't watch 205 Live, nor do I care. He was saying that when he was heel on NXT anyway. Hideo Itami. Anyway, Itami won the match, but he did not execute the GTS. He won the match with the Rings of Saturn submission move, which was one of Neville's old finishers. That is another sign that WWE is not expecting to work out a deal to bring Neville back. I don't think that's necessarily anything. The Rings of Saturn is just it's a submission hold. You know, Naomi does the Rings of Saturn, right? It is what it is. That doesn't mean anything if someone's coming back or not. Regardless of how popular the move might be with the fans, the GTS, might be a good idea to only use it on big shows because it's not worth someone risking a head injury. Hideo Itami's GTS is no joke, and the Brian Kendrick incident, obviously taught him a lesson, and he learned it the hard way on Raw this week. He took a straight knee to the face, and it did plenty of damage. After all, knees aren't supposed to go directly into the face like that. We don't know if Kendrick messed up, or if, he forgot to turn his face away. We don't know. It's not all Hideo Itami's fault. Obviously, the one giving the move, but we all know Hideo Itami's known to be stiff, but this could slightly be something that Brian Kendrick didn't do in the ring. It might have been something that he didn't do as far as the move being executed. We don't know. Right now, all the blame is coming down on Hideo. So, Kendrick's nose and orbital bone were fractured due to the stiff finishing move from Hideo. And Nigel McGuinness said on 205 Live that Kendrick will be out of action for 2 months. That is a pretty long time to sit on the sidelines for Kendrick, but when he comes back, Hideo might have a receipt and a feud waiting for him. So, I wish Brian Kendrick a speedy recovery. I do not think the move should be banned. I don't think Hideo Itami should be punished. It's the nature of the business, man. It happens. Get over it. Moving on here, man. Speaking of injuries, Paige was injured at a house show by Sasha Banks, and everyone was proclaiming that she was the legit botch. Again, you're blaming Sasha Banks for something that comes with the territory. People coming down on Sasha Banks. For what? It's a wrestling-related injury. Why is everyone going to get hurt, or you're going to come down on the one giving the move? It's not like Sasha Banks intended to go out there and pull a fucking sexy star. I mean, give me a fucking break. Paige and her stable Absolution have been the main focal point of the women's division on Monday Night Raw over the past month since they debuted back at the end of November. And it's been awful, by the way. But all of that was almost jeopardized during this week and WWE's live event tours. A 6-woman tag team match of Absolution members Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Mickie James. Wow, what an original match. If I'm at that event, I'm excited to see that. took place during WWE's Holiday Tour show at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island on Wednesday night, but the match was brought to an abrupt end. During the match, Banks kicked Paige in the back of her neck, and it appeared she didn't realize the kick was coming. The match was stopped, and the officials immediately tended to Paige, as it looked to be a very serious injury, as she was down for several minutes. The stretcher was brought out, and fortunately, she was able to walk back to the locker room on her own. The match was declared a no contest, but if Paige hadn't picked up an injury, Absolution would have won the match. According to PW Insider, the word backstage was that Paige suffered what is known as a stinger when she was kicked from behind by Banks, and if this is true, WWE could pull her from the remainder of live events this week as a precautionary measure, especially given her history with neck issues. And I'm just going to base this off what we see on television. Paige is probably going to be involved in major plans with the Women's Championship and the Women's Royal Rumble. Paige missed almost a year of action after she had neck surgery in October of 2016, and her recent push as the leader of Absolution has helped revitalize her WWE career after so much time away. Thankfully, it sounds like she won't miss much action at all, but things could have been a lot worse. Mick Foley posted a tweet on Twitter saying that he heard Paige was doing much better after the scary bump. Keep her off the road. Let her recuperate. Don't feature her on Monday Night Raw. You got your two cronies, your two goons, and DeVille and Mandy Rose to do whatever you got to do. I'm sure they'll be booked at another tag team match with Bayley and Sasha Banks on Monday Night Raw. It's not that hard to predict WWE programming. Paige can sit out. She can relax. She can recuperate. Hopefully she gets better, as I do think Paige is going to have a major role at WrestleMania, the Women's Championship title hunt, and the Royal Rumble. But it's not fair for people to come down on Sasha Banks and call her the legit botch. Okay? We all know Sasha Banks is reckless, but she's reckless with herself. I don't see Sasha Banks going out there and intentionally injuring Paige. Sasha Banks has been the best female performer in all of WWE since WrestleMania. I've said that time and time and time again. She's not going to go out there and injure somebody legitimately or on purpose. If it was done, it was an accident. So for people to come down on her, it's the nature of the fucking beast. You're going to get in the ring, injuries will happen at any given moment. It happened on this night, and nobody should be blamed. We all should be thankful that Paige is okay, and she's not going to see much time away from the ring. So leave it at that. And don't come down on anybody, because they're all in this together, and nobody goes out there to intentionally injure anyone else. Matt Hardy. Speaking of WWE live events, Matt Hardy debuted his piano theme at Madison Square Garden. Many fans wondered if Matt Hardy would ever take on the Broken persona again. Indeed, he did. It is now Woken in WWE. And he's taken off, and he's become incredibly popular, not only with social media, but with the WWE fans slowly coming into their own with the gimmick. He made it memorable on Impact Wrestling. He's brought it over to WWE. But part of the problem right now is that Matt finally made his debut in an in-ring segment with Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw, and he did nothing but laugh. And I didn't really go over that on Monday Night Raw because there really wasn't much to say. There really wasn't much to go over. Matt Hardy laughed, and that's all it was. You know? They've had a great first week. Second week was boring. They had a decent third week with Matt Hardy playing chess with a goldfish, Napoleon Bonaparte, and then they went right back to being uneventful and uninteresting in week 4. So it's been 50-50 right now with this Wyatt Hardy feud. They didn't do anything on Monday night. That's why I didn't cover it. The angle, though, is just starting. And WWE looks like they are preparing to bring back a beloved part of Matt's broken universe with his theme song. The debut of the Woken Matt theme happened at a house show in Madison Square Garden. The theme started, and fans quickly recognized the song as Hardy's Impact Wrestling theme and started playing along, yelling "delete," and cheering on Matt Hardy as he made his way to the ring. Now, Matt Hardy's theme, if I have it here, let me see if I have it. I do have his original Impact theme on my computer somewhere. It's nothing but Rebby Hardy playing Beethoven. It really isn't anything all that spectacular. If I have it here, I know I have it here. Moonlight Sonata by... It actually wasn't this. I don't think it was this. It was something completely different. That one I like better than what I heard. At Madison Square Garden in the fan filmed clip. It was very slow. It was very eerie. You know, there really wasn't much tempo to it. I like that one better because it's a little bit more upbeat. I believe the one that was played was much, much, much slower. So Matt has even addressed that Rebby could be coming out with her piano playing his theme when he finally does get a one-on-one match with Bray Wyatt. Now, it's important to understand that just because something happens at a house show doesn't necessarily mean that WWE is going to bring it to television. So this could be something that is just a filler, being that he was in action at the Madison Square Garden show. CFO could be working on a theme for Matt Hardy, which I hope is a lot better than that. Or they could just have Rebby come into the studio and record keyboard notes, piano notes, and fucking do something with it, put their own little magic touch to it, and make it really, really epic. We don't know. Rusev coming out with the Usos at a house show. He was dressed in Uso attire. People were proclaiming that Rusev had no direction, that he was going to be paired with the Usos. That's something that obviously only happened live. WWE never followed up on that. I just read today that Elias and Kane were doing a duet in the middle of the ring at a house show. Kane, a monster that's feuding with Braun Strowman, that's battling Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship, the second biggest title in the company. You're going to have him come out and sing a duet with Elias? You know? I don't understand that. It's ridiculous. So the things that happen at the house shows, WWE has a little bit more freedom. You know? It's not really going to be seen by everybody. It really doesn't count if it's at a house show, unless it happens on live television. So I would not take this to the grave. I would not really take this all that seriously. It's just Matt coming out with some generic theme so that he has something to wrestle a match with. Simple as that. We're going to see Matt in the ring. We're going to see Matt with new theme music. We're going to see Matt, you know, doing his woken wisdom. So just be patient on it. Matt even said on Facebook, there is more to the story that will be told. What you're seeing right now is only the beginning. So hopefully things go well for the Woken universe and we get that nice, beautiful, epic theme that I'm hoping we get with Matt Hardy. Finally, guys, major SmackDown superstar turning heel. I mentioned this on part one. A lot of you guys thought it was Becky Lynch, but it's not Becky Lynch. On this week's past SmackDown Live, WWE began the show by having Daniel Bryan announce a United States Championship tournament as it was needed after what happened with Dolph Ziggler voluntarily relinquishing the title last week. The tournament had 2 first-round matches this week, and Bobby Roode defeated Baron Corbin to advance. Jinder Mahal defeated Ty Dillinger, the -10 Ty Dillinger, to win his spot in the second round of the tournament. However, if recent reports are to be believed, this might not be the last time we see Ty Dillinger on our screen for a while, as he could be receiving a very interesting push. Now, again, please take this with a grain of salt. Not everything I just went over this with the last story. Not everything that you see on a house show is necessarily going to make it to television. But according to several reports this week, WWE had a live event in Detroit, and Dillinger won a singles match against Sin Cara. Following the match, the two shared a handshake, but Ty Dillinger laid out Sin Cara after the match with a post-match cheap shot and beatdown. What a lot of people believe is that this could be a part of a heel turn for Dillinger, with WWE officials testing the waters to see if the heel turn would be a great idea to rejuvenate his character on SmackDown Live. Nothing needed to be rejuvenated. He was over before he was even on the roster. WWE seemingly wanted to kill the 10 chance, and that's exactly what they did. Dillinger was over. WWE didn't want Dillinger to be that over because it wasn't in their plans. If someone is over on their own accord, WWE is going to kill that push. So it's been almost a year since Ty Dillinger made his first appearance on the main roster of the 2017 Royal Rumble before going on to join the main roster permanently on his first episode of SmackDown Live after WrestleMania 33 in April. Since this debut, Dillinger has been a babyface, but his inconsistent booking on the show since his debut has meant his babyface run has become stale, ultimately being killed and he needs to be freshened up. A heel turn could do just that. No, you know what will freshen him up? A few wins and some TV time in some prominent roles. That's what will freshen him up. Because Tye Dillinger is someone that I think is a great wrestler, someone that I think the people want to see, and you got a great babyface in Tye Dillinger. Why you're not all over that right now is beyond me. You know? Tye Dillinger could have been in some really big things this year. WWE refused. They would rather have him sit in catering. They would have rather killed his momentum coming out of NXT. He's not someone that they had plans for. Don't even know why they brought him up. We reported that NXT could be seeing some main roster guys being brought back down. You know, Tye Dillinger could certainly be one of those guys to be brought back down. Don't know why he was even brought up if they had no fucking plans for him. Same thing with Apollo Crews. Why you're bringing guys like that up if you got no plans for them? If you're a businessman, don't you want to maximize the talent that you got and use them to their full potential? How are you using Tye Dillinger to his full potential? How are you using Apollo Crews, who everyone under the sun, including Jim Ross, says is a five-tool athlete who's got everything capable of being a major player in this business? So you put him with fucking Titus Catering? That's the best you got? Come on, man. If you are not ready to bring these guys up, don't bring them up. You're bringing them up for the sake of bringing them up. It's not like the main roster is starving for talent. Now I'm hearing Authors of Pain are going to be brought up. You could use them on SmackDown Live. Sanity's going to be brought up. They could be used on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live. Because WWE has Ricochet coming on in. They got Tessa Blanchard coming on in. That means probably Peyton Royce and Billie Kay could be moved up. War Machine is moving on to NXT, I'm hearing. So that frees up 2 tag teams to possibly move up. You got tag teams down there. You got Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. You got tag teams down there. You got the Street Profits. You got some decent teams down there. You got Sanity. Not Sanity. Undisputed Era. You got good things going on down there right now. War Machine coming on in. It's not like you're starving for talent, but if you're not ready for these guys to be brought up, if there's no solid plan for them, if you have no direction at all for them, why are you bringing them up? I would much rather see them sit in NXT and maintain that momentum instead of being brought up to the main roster to be ultimately killed and made into a job guy. Come on, man. Tye Dillinger is worth so much more than that. Apollo Crews is worth so much more than that. Seriously, get on the fucking ball. If there's no plans, don't move them. Always thought that way. Anyway, man, that is the news for today. Not really much else. I think that's pretty much the news for the rest of the weekend. I'm going to try and get a top 10 out, man. Might not be a long episode. I'm going to go over my my poll that I gave you guys to vote on, and I'm going to give you my top 10 matches of the year. So make sure you guys tune into that tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Please support the sponsors, audibletrial.com/offthescript. If you guys want to join the Patreon page, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. And Barber Shop Window for your JD merchandise, Off the Script official store. Get your Off the Script merchandise, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. I'm JD. I'll see you guys right back here for part 3. Stay warm. Have a great Saturday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow right back here for part number 3 of Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.